Reese and I are getting ready to go walk and enjoy the afternoon. And since I'm headed out, I was thinking about what I had talked about yesterday. Like I had mentioned about Druidism celebrating Alban Elfed, which is also known as the autumnal equinox, fall equinox basically, and Mabon. And basically it's the beginning of the harvest season. And one thing that I always find fascinating is how different religions focus on like the differences between other religions. I mean, I know it's hard to be open-minded, allow other people to practice their choice of religions, their spiritual path. But I also question, why is that? I think we would have a lot more peace on this earth if we let people just have their choice, and don't let their dogma create war against one another because of their religions. Because all that's happening is people are trying to force other people to worship their same person, and that's what causes the strife. I just want a utopian society, basically. But what it boils down to is how I personally exercise the tenets of my faith are different from how somebody else will do it, and it doesn't matter what we're taught. We all practice differently from one another. Like growing up in the church, I was taught a particular way to pray and, to read the Bible and to interpret the Bible. But ultimately, we're all going to do it a little bit differently. We don't all think the same. Our brains do not function exactly alike. So, it kind of makes it rough for that to happen. But, sorry, I'm rambling like always. I'm really good at this. But, the main reason I mentioned it yesterday was the 22nd was Alban Elfed and fall equinox. And I forgot to mention it when it occurred. So, anyways, so back on topic, there were a lot of religious faiths that celebrated fall equinox because it's the beginning of the harvest season. And like fall equinox, day and nighttime on the 22nd are pretty much exactly the same amount of light and darkness, 12 hours and 12 hours. And then we start going downhill where we're going to have a lot less sunlight. And then, like, I don't know, this year, it might be December 21st or 22nd, will be the darkest day of the year. And then it'll start to get light again, it's about the balance of time. But anyways, we need to celebrate because, ecologically, yeah, we're going through climate change and things are difficult. And I don't think the seasons are going to be exactly the same. I don't think we're going to, what would you call it? Celebrate the same days in the same way at the same time every year, because things are really changing. Spring occurs early in some places, late in others. So getting, plants into the ground and harvested at the same time every year is just not going to occur anymore. But, we still need to celebrate because, we need to be thankful. We need to be thankful for the farmers and all of the produce that we have to eat. We need to be thankful for the trees. Yeah, I'm a tree hugger, but we need to be thankful to the trees, for the nuts that they provide and the fruits. They have so many different things that they give back to us. Come on, most importantly, they give us oxygen. They take away the CO2, you know. I guess what I'm saying is we need to be thankful, you know. And as I said, just be thankful to the farmers. I need to quit rambling and I need to get like moving, you know. It's that time of year and I doubt if I'll see it right now. I mean, there's a little bit of leaves changing, but it's going to start being really dramatic within the next, you know, couple of weeks. The leaves start changing color and then they start falling to the ground. It's such a beautiful sight to see, you know, and it's the wheel of life, because you know the trees shed all their leaves, go dormant for the winter, and then spring comes and they start popping out all of the new leaves and the buds and the flowers, and everything starts coming up. And I mean, it's just glorious. We have so much to be thankful for. Anyways, off we head to go walk. Later. So today is the day I am definitely going to try to not shake the camera so much, because I really have a lot of vibration going on whenever I film, and I apologize for that. So we're just walking up to one of the roads that takes you into the main area. Alright, we're coming up to the locked gate, which will take us up by, I believe, the muzzle loading. It's a really beautiful day out here. Get to see leaves changing and flowers. It's really nice. So apparently they're talking about making a camping area up here. So that'll be kind of cool, instead of doing primitive camping. So what I'm doing is just trying to slowly walk up the hill. Puppy, he's tired and out of breath, but she is such a good dog. And I'm filming, hoping to learn how to balance better. Don't walk through the water. Oh, she walked right through that water. Trying to cool those feet off, are you? Damn, we're out of breath. But we're almost at the top of the hill. Or critter path. So that's 30 yards. You're 10 with the target way down there. Come here, Reese. Let me cam this in. Right there. At the fact that at least since I'm walking uphill, that means most of the trip back will be downhill, which will be nice. Okay, my big question is, how do people get this to stay stable in focus? Because I walk and I jar. Break time. Very nice. Let's see how this works. So this mounts on the strap of your backpack, but as I'm walking, it seems to be jiggling quite a bit, in my opinion. So I don't think it'll be better than me holding a selfie stick, but we'll find out, won't we? Record this for what? A few minutes walking up the hill. Part of the whole shaking of this might be because of my breasts, but who knows for sure. Not high, not high. Isn't she doing great? She just keeps plugging along. Such a good dog. You tired down, Boo-Boo? Not sure what this is, other than a little path into the woods. They allow ATV riding here. Maybe I need to buy an ATV. Would be fun. I haven't done that in about, 40 years? My stepbrother had an ATV. It was pretty darn cool. Right. Hang on, I'll turn around. There you go. Sorry. We are on the backwards trot back to the vehicle. So most of this should be slightly downhill. I can never decide whether I like uphill or downhill the best because both are difficult on my knees and ankles. And of course I get out of breath coming up. But going down, whether it be stairs or hills or whatever. That's where I tend to fall and lose my balance. So I think I'm probably more nervous about always going down. If it's a deep, what would that be, descent downward? You know, I don't mind the ascents, but that's the bad part about having had that brain injury. Granted, the first year and a half afterwards, being in physical therapy, doing yoga, learning a little bit of Tai Chi was so helpful. But then you get discharged and, you know, everything kind of goes haywire. Cognitively, you think you're fine, but you're really not. It took so many years to overcome because I thought I was perfectly fine, you know, and I expected myself to go back to work, you know, 3 to 6 months in the beginning, and then it ended up being, oh, I'll go back in a couple years. And then a decade happens. But hey, I'm working on it, and I'm still progressing. They used to say that after about 5 years, people don't progress after a traumatic brain injury. And I know that to be false. I'm living proof. And the fact that I'm actually walking, videotaping, and talking simultaneously is pretty amazing, because in the past, you know, like 5 years ago, there's no way I could have done this, because my eyes were always focused on the ground to make sure I wouldn't trip and fall. So I love the process of healing and recovery. Oh, now we walk down the gravelly hill. This is the kind of crap that bothers me. Apparently, Reese is not too thrilled either. Do you want me to let you go? So far, so good. Tomorrow, yeah, make it Monday. I guess it just depends on the weather. I want to go over to Revere Beach again, since you can finally take dogs, since it's fall. So she hasn't been there for close to a year, so that'll be another nice walk. We're still headed downhill. Target 11. Reese, good girl. Getting close to the road. It's been a beautiful walk. I look forward to coming back tomorrow. Not sure if Reese is going to come tomorrow or not. Let's see if we can avoid cars. Interesting, I keep seeing all of those cookaboo. These mini liquor bottles all over the place, empty liquor bottles and beer cans. This must be party central out here. So we are back in the car and done for the day. Wonderful walk.